Welcome to the OK Book Club, where we dive into books, stories, people, and tons of different topics. And today, we go back to an ancient Hindu folktale that was passed down through the ages in the year 200 to 300. The story is called The Tiger, the Brahman, and the Jackal. The story originally appeared in the Panchatantra, a collection of folk tales that's very similar to Aesop's fables that goes back to ancient Greece. And it's said that this particular work was authored by Vishnu Sharma, although it's not as widely recognized as the author like Aesop is attributed to Aesop's fables. The original text is written in Sanskrit, which again is a Hindu language. Now, it's important also to know that originally a lady by the name of Mary Freer in 1868 in her book Old Deccan Days was the original person that put this down in writing, and then that was followed up by the author, scholar Joseph Jacobs in 1892, and he wrote it in the Indian Fairy Tales book. Before we begin the story, friends, it's important to know a Brahmin is a Hindu priest and a jackal. Jackal's like a fox or a coyote. And one final point. They say that this Panchatantra is one of the most widely translated non-religious books in history. Beginning in 750 AD, a Persian scholar was the first one to actually translate it, and then it just spread throughout the world. So, friends, as we go along, you definitely want to think about what the moral of the story is, the lessons learned that we can apply to our life. So, once upon a time, a tiger was caught in a trap. He tried in vain to get out through the bars, and he clawed and he screamed and he roared with rage and grief when he failed. By chance, a poor Brahmin came walking by. "Let me out of this cage, O Holy One," cried the tiger. "Ah, my friend," replied the Brahmin mildly, "you would probably eat me if I did." No, I swear I won't do that. On the contrary, I will be forever grateful to you and serve you forever." The tiger cried and sobbed and wept. So the Brahmin's heart softened, and at last he agreed to open up the door of the cage. As soon as he was out of the cage, the tiger pounced. What a foolish man you are. Now, what is to prevent me from eating you? "Oh, nothing at all. Oh, but brother tiger, consider what you're about to do. It's not fair to eat me when I have done something good for you by letting you out of this cage. Do you think it's fair? Seriously, do you think it's fair to eat me up when you promised that you would not do this?" "Oh, it is completely fair," said the tiger. "Ask anyone, and they will tell you that this is the way the world works. Life is not all sunshine and rainbows." "Oh, is that true? How about this? Let's ask 3 different things what they see, and you know what? If they agree that it is fair to eat me, then so shall it be." Now, as they ended up walking, they happened to come across an old buffalo standing a ways off on the side of the road. The Brahmin called out to him, "Brother Buffalo, what do you think? Is it fair for this brother tiger to devour me when I have freed him from his cage? Is it fair for him to eat me when he has promised not to do so?" "Ah, my dear pious man," said the buffalo in a hoarse and tired voice, "I served my master well. I carried heavy loads and carried them far. But now that I am old and weak, what does he do to reward me for my years of service? He leaves me here by the side of the road without food or water. I say, let the tiger eat you, for these men are ungrateful." They continued walking. The Brahmin, clearly melancholy. He came up to a tree, and the tree, after being asked the same question, says, "What do you have to be complaining about? Don't I give shade and shelter to everyone who passes by? And do they return my kindness by tearing down my branches to feed their cattle? Oh, yes, they do. Don't whimper and cry, old man. Don't come to me looking for pity. I say whatever happens to you with the tiger happens to you. It is not my issue." Now the Brahmin, clearly upset, distraught, and giving up, at once continuing to go down the road, actually looked at the road and pleaded, almost beside himself, "Do you think, oh road, what do you think? Please help me, help me." "Oh, my dear sir," said the road, "how foolish you are to expect anything else. Here am I, useful to everybody, yet all, rich and poor, great and small, what do? They trample on me as they go past, not even thinking. So, your future is not my problem." At this, the Brahmin turned back, and on his way, finally, he thought maybe something could come of his plight. He saw a jackal. And the jackal actually reached out to the Brahmin before the Brahmin said anything to the jackal. "What's the matter, oh Brahmin? You look as miserable as, I don't know, anything or anybody I've ever seen." The Brahmin told the jackal everything that had happened. "Oh, how very confusing," said the jackal. "Would you mind telling me this over and over again? I just can't seem to understand. Why is everything so mixed up in my head?" The Brahmin told him again, but the jackal shook his head and just couldn't understand. "Oh, it's very odd, but it all seems to go in one ear and out the other. I tell you what, I'm going to go to the place where it all happened, and then perhaps I will be able to give you some judgment. I will be able to help you." They returned to the cage, and the tiger was waiting for the Brahmin, all ready, sharpened teeth and claws and all, ready to have his dinner. It's been a long time, but now let's begin. I am getting hungry." "Oh, our dinner?" And the Brahmin just buckled his knees and went down in fright. Get it over with, get it over with." "Oh, wait a minute. Just give me 5 minutes, oh Lord, so I can explain things here to this jackal, who, is not the sharpest tool in the shed." The tiger said fine. The Brahmin began to tell the whole story over and over again, not missing a single detail. Oh, poor brain, cried the jackal. Let me see, how did it all begin? You were in the cage and the tiger came walking by?" "Come on! No! What a fool you are! I was in the cage," said the tiger. "Oh, of course. Yes, I was in the cage. No, I wasn't, dear. Oh, where are my wits? Let me see. The tiger was in the Brahmin, and the cage came walking by. No, that's not it. Well, don't mind. But begin your dinner. But I just don't understand." "Oh, you shall understand. Listen here. I am the tiger." "Yes, my lord." "And that is the Brahmin." "Yes, my lord." "And that is the cage." "Yes, my lord." "And I was in the cage. Do you understand?" Yes. No. Please, my lord." "Well?" "Please, my lord. How did you get in?" "How? Why, of course this is how I got in." "Oh, dear me, my head is beginning to spin again. Please don't be angry, my lord, but what way do you get into the cage?" At this, the tiger lost patience and jumped into the cage, crying, "This way! Now do you understand how I get into the cage? Do you understand how everything worked?" "Perfectly," grinned the jackal as he shut the door. "And if you would permit me to say so, dear lion, I think matters will remain as they were." And that's boys and girls, is a story of how the jackal helped the Brahman escape from the tiger. The jackal made a little bow to the Brahman and went on his way. Now, my friends, I want you to pause the podcast here and think, what do you think the messages are for your life? The moral of the story here. I think what's interesting, friends, when you look at this from the point of view of each of the different characters, you still come out with, be careful, be wary, don't believe others, right? Ultimately, as well, when you go back to the beginning, right, with the tiger, be kind, right? Be thankful. The tiger ended up going back on his word. Throughout many stories that you'll see ultimately life lessons about being careful, don't believe others, because you have swindlers out there, you have tricksters out there, you have people that can take advantage of you. So just like you have in the story of the Emperor's New Clothes, where you had people trying to take money from the king, right? You had the evil queen in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs that was jealous of her beauty. And what did she do? She came to her in disguise with what appeared to be a beautiful apple, but it was a poisonous apple. And of course, with Little Red Riding Hood, you had the wolf disguised as her grandmother. And last but not least, what do you need in life? You need a friend by your side, someone that can look beyond what you're seeing to protect you, to help you, to guide you. And yes, this Brahmin had this jackal that could see what the Brahmin did not see, or at least could not figure out, could not help himself, who had almost given up on his fate. But the jackal ended up being smarter, not only than the tiger, but rose to the occasion and was smarter than the Brahmin himself to get out of this predicament. And what an amazing job that this jackal had done. And one of the best moments in the story is definitely clearly at the end when he bowed and walked on his way. So friends, that's another edition of the OK Book Club podcast. Reach out to me at kevmok21@gmail.com. Always thank you for giving me a 5-star review. This has been the Tiger, the Brahmin, and the Jackal, another ancient folktale in our history, in our world. Friends, thank you again, and keep learning.